Here's section 4.4. What we're going to do this section is factor and solve ax squared plus bx plus c. Now what's different from this than the other stuff we were factoring? X squared plus bx plus c. Well, you notice an a here. There's no a here. But does that mean there's not an a right here? No, that means a is always 1 in this case, so we don't have to worry about it. But in all these cases, this section, a is something other than 1. So in this case, a is 5. That means we can't do our normal factors of c that adds up to b. It's not that easy anymore. So I'm going to teach you a method how to figure out how to factor something. So I guess I should say that. Example 1, we're just going to factor this trinomial right here. Okay, so to do that, here's my method. Now this is a little bit different than what the book shows you, so I would just try to pay attention to this. I feel like it'd be a little easier doing it my way. A little confusing what the book shows you. So, but anyway, doesn't matter. So here we go. When you factor these trinomials, right? What do you always get? If you factor this, you always got this factor times this factor, right? Same thing here. You got some factor times another factor, if it does factor. Alright, so what you do is actually, step 1, factor a, whatever it is. So a is 5 in this case. So I'm going to say, okay, 5 and 1, 1 and 5, same thing. And luckily, that's the only factors of 5 there are, 1 and 5. Luckily, this isn't an 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6, all those. That's a nightmare, okay? But this will be semi-easy. So what we do with those numbers is, I'm going to put them right here, right? 5 and 1. Because 5 times 1 should give me 5x squared. So 5x times 1x should give me 5x squared. That's good. Now here's the other part. Factor, this is number 1, factor a. Number 2, factor c. So in this case it's positive 6. Okay, so we normally say 3 and 2, right? And there also is 1 and 6, or 6 and 1, 3 and 2, 2 and 3, same thing. Okay, that's all. So we just got 5 and 1, that's the only ones. And then we got 2 of these to check if we need to. Alright, now, basically you're going to put those numbers inside of here, the last numbers. Just like this C factored, and you put those two numbers right here and here. Right? Same thing here. Factors of 6 are, we'll say, 3 and 2. Okay? So here's my third step that I just actually kind of thought of this to do it this way rather than the way the book does it. So my third step is multiply the outside, remember FOIL, the outside, and inside. So outside and inside, the O and the I, and then add them. No, it's not coming out too well. Multiply outside, so the outside, remember the outside? Outside, outside. Multiply, what do we get? We got 5 and 2, 10x. We multiply the inside. 3 and 1x make 3x. And then we add them up. You can't read that very well, but add. Okay? So add them up. This gives me 13x. What do you want to get? What do you think you need to get? Well, look at the only other thing we need to look at. We need to look at right here. So basically, multiply the outside and inside, add them up. They should, oh, I hate this. They should equal, in this case, negative 17x, but really we could say they should equal b, or bx, right? They should equal bx. This is not bx. So now we have to try something else. So I'm going to get my eraser. I'm going to erase this. Ooh, too big. Erase this. Now these two stay the same because that's the only thing I can have 5x and 1x. I can't have 2 and 3 or whatever else there is. That's all I have. So I'm going to leave it 5x and 1x. But if it was, a different number, you might have to change these numbers too. Okay, so you're going to have to try all different combinations, all right? But that's the only combination we need for this. Now how are we going to get negative 17? That's the key. We can't have positive numbers here, like 2 and 3. What if we had negative 2, negative 3, and negative 2? Doesn't that make positive 6 if you multiply? Yes. Does it add up? Well, it doesn't work like that this time, but that's how we're going to get negative here. If we have two negatives right here, that's how we'll get negative here. So let's put it in different. When I put it last time, 3 and 2. Let's put 2 and 3. That does make 6, but we have to get negative, so let's make it negative 2 and negative 3. Watch what happens here. Here's my work. Multiply, it says the outside. What is that? 5x and negative 3. Make negative 15x. Multiply the inside. Negative 2 and 1x. Times them, make negative 2x. Well, look at that. We should do what with them? You can't read it, but add them up and make negative 17x, which is exactly what it should be right there. So basically, you have your factors right here. 5x minus 2, 1x minus 3. What if they were both positive? Well, you'd have a plus here and a plus here. Okay, but they needed to both be negative to get the job done. So factors of A, factors of C, put them in this right here and multiply outside, inside, add them up, and you should get the middle number, negative 17 or whatever number that is. Okay, that's my way of solving. The book shows you a little bit different way. It's the same, but it looks weird. Okay, so I try to break it down easy for you. Okay, next problem, I'm going to show you a different way to do this if you like it better. Okay, so somebody showed me this like 10 years ago, and a lot of people like it if you remember the 5 steps to it. So it's called slide and divide, so pay attention to the next problem.